Hey guys, what's up? It's Grace, and I'm showing you the benefits of after-school activities, so let's go.
They definitely are, because 1E and you're off the team. So you have to have good grades, you have to maintain good grades, because if you don't, you can go through the eligibility committee, but the chances of getting through that are not good. Principal Carr can put you on academic probation, but he doesn't always, so you don't want to get in that situation.
The grades are absolutely important for my athletes. I want to make sure that nobody has any missing work, and that our grades are really good, and I do not want my kids to have bad grades.
Coaches will allow students to miss practice for school-related things. It depends on what the thing is. Sometimes you need to be flexible. On game days, it's really tough.
Absolutely able to miss practice to make sure that their grades are up and be where they should be, especially if it's a tutoring session or something like that. I don't like my students missing practice for something that they could have done ahead of time or arranged for a different time, but if they need to work with a teacher, then I
Always do. We have actually study sessions for kids. I know the boys JV lacrosse team, every day they have to report for a mandatory study hall. We work with kids. We talk to them all the time. We check their grades. We monitor their grades.
Yes, I am absolutely willing to help any of my students to help stay on the team. It's very important to me to keep everybody on our team, and kids come during homeroom or Hawk Store or after school, on the bus, anytime we try to work on homework. If they have any questions, they can always come to me for stuff, and I can talk to their teachers for them, help them out, whatever they need.
Okay, and then one more, what was it? No, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've always kept my grades up, but, like, I know that, like, if they start to fall, like, I'll get, like, you get kicked off the team, I get kicked off softball, but then you also, like, my parents limit on my grade slip, so they take me off the team before coach kicked me off.
It can be hard for certain people, but you just have to stay on a lot of, like, on top of things, and you have to prioritize yourself and make sure you have time after school. And we also have study hall before practice, so it shouldn't be that hard. And you basically just have to prioritize yourself to make sure everything's in order. Our coaches believe that academics is our #1 role other than playing, because you should have good academics in order to play, and they also give us extra time to keep our academics up, and they also stay on top of us with our grades and, like, with tests, and they let us, like, let's say they have a study hall after school for a test you're going to have the next day or the day after or whatever. They'll let you stay at the study hall, and they're very on top of you about academics, because that comes first with our coaches. After school sports kind of, like, get you determined to keep your grades up, because if you're really passionate about that sport, like, it keeps you on top of everything, and it's basically, like, determined to keep your grades up so you can play if you're passionate about that sport.
I think that it's actually pretty easy to keep your grades up if you just are actually a responsible person, and I think you need to make that decision whether or not you're responsible enough to keep your grades up and play a sport before you even try out for it. So I think that's pretty important. Yes, because right now we are having a study session until, like, right before practice starts, so I think that especially Coach Beagle is really making that a priority for us. I don't think so. I think I have like really good grades regardless, like straight A's. That's just, like, mostly, like, I like putting an effort to something. I like having something to do, so I usually put it into grades. But now that I'm kind of, like, splitting that time between grades and school, like, it is a little bit more difficult. But as long as you're responsible enough, I think